everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Grace. It's lovely to have you today for this floor-based practice. We're going to be taking things nice and easy today. We are not going to be transitioning through downward facing dog or high plank at all. We're just going to use a little tabletop as a transition. So this practice might be good for you if you're dealing with any kind of shoulder or wrist injury, or if you just fancy taking things nice and slow today. You're not going to need any props for practice today, although of course if you have them and you want to use them, then be my guest, go ahead and grab those, and we are going to begin together in Savasana. So come down onto your mat, lie flat on your back. And once you're in your Savasana, take a moment to bring the shoulders away from the ears. You might want to lift up your bum a little bit, tuck your tailbone underneath just so you can feel your lower back flatten against your mat. Let your arms be heavy. We'll take a few deep breaths. In and out through the nose if you can. As we're here, pay attention to how your breath feels today. Are you finding it difficult to take deep breaths, or are they coming easy? On the inhale, we're feeling the belly rise to the ceiling. On the exhale, feel your whole body relax into your mat. Let's keep the eyes closed. We're going to move into our first asana here on our back. We'll take our right heel over to that right hand side of the mat and then join it up with the left heel, so both heels together. And then reach your arms up and over your head, and then take those over to the right too, but keeping your shoulders roughly where they are and your hips where they are. Now if we want to intensify this a little bit, take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and cross your left ankle over your right, and you should feel a full side body stretch along your left hand side. Take some deep breaths here. If you're comfortable with an Ujjayi breath, then feel free to use that in this practice, but maybe soften it out a little bit. And just allow yourself today to take the shape your body wants to take, rather than forcing or feel like you have to be somewhere. Each pose has to look a certain way. Keep everything soft. And then really slowly, you can uncross those ankles, release the wrist, and take it over to the left. So exactly the same again. Take your left foot over to the left side. If you want to, you can cross the ankles, move those arms, and this time we'll take hold of the right wrist with the left hand, making sure the shoulders are heavy on the mat, making sure there's no tension in the neck, and that we can breathe freely in and out through the nose. then slowly again, uncross the ankles. Bring the feet back to center. Release your wrists, but keep those arms up and over the head. Maybe retuck the tailbone underneath. Maybe open your eyes if they're closed. And we're just going to squeeze the knees towards the chest. Now I really want you to feel your lower back lengthen along your mat. Maybe you want to roll out your ankles a little bit here. If you're like me, you might have quite clicky ankles, that's okay. And we're going to engage our core a little bit from here. So if it helps, take a little soft bend in the elbows, or if it feels a bit better for you, arms open to a T shape. If you're quite new to any kind of core work, then I'd recommend you start here and maybe work your way up to an even more active variation with the arms more relaxed. So all we're going to do is really pull the belly button towards the spine, and as you breathe out, take an exhale through your mouth. You're going to twist, drop your knees towards the mat on the right hand side, keep the core engaged, look over your left shoulder, hover those knees a couple of inches off the floor, and then draw them up through center. And exhale, take them over to the left. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale down. Keep it moving. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Really squeeze them in, roll through center, drop them over. A few more here, you've got this. You can feel that core starting to fire up, and don't worry if you're sliding a little bit down your mat, that's okay. Really keep those knees squeezing together, keep everything tight, everything firing. Out through the mouth if we need. Remember to send the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, big squeeze, big lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring those knees up. Inhale. And as we exhale, hug the knees in, bring the forehead up. Little squeeze. And then release. Bring those feet down onto your mat. Let the knees knock together. Relax the shoulders. Nice work. Take a couple of breaths. Maybe take a few passive twists here with those legs, windshield wiper motion side to side. Nice work, well done. Cool, from here we're going to take hold of those knees from behind, squeeze them in nice and tight, and we're going to start to roll our way up and down. But take your time with this, there's no rush, and we're going to come up through our seated position, but take a few good rolls along the whole length of your spine, maybe kicking those feet over the head. Find a little bit of freedom with this as well, and try and use all that core engagement we've just built to bring yourself all the way up to a nice comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands onto your knees, maybe take a few rolls of those shoulders up and down, maybe roll out your neck a little bit as well if you want to. And reconnect your breath here in seated. If you feel like that breath connection's gone a little bit, then bring it back. Awesome, nice work. We're going to roll forward, come into your tabletop pose, and you're going to probably need to shuffle back on your mat. So hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll just go for one nice slow round of cat-cow. Inhale, belly down, chin lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, the angry cat pose. And then push your hips to your heels, come into your extended child's pose. Head is nice and relaxed. And just as we are trying to relax, you can hear my dog having beef with the next door neighbour's dog. That's okay, I'll leave him to it. Deepen your breath. Well done. We're going to come up to our tabletop pose nice and slowly. And then reset. We're going to come into a little variation of thread the needle. Maybe thread the needle as you've never seen it before. Bring your left hand to the middle of your mat. You can take the knees out ever so slightly here just to help with balance. Reach up with your right arm as you inhale And as you exhale, let's come down onto the back of that right shoulder and free that left hand, so bring it out in front of you. Should be able to feel quite a deep stretch in the shoulders. Think about spinning the chest open to the left hand side. And just take a few deep breaths here. Nice. Relax into it. Lovely. One more breath. Nice. Now from here you might need to do a little readjust. So we can take the weight more into that right knee and slowly start to lift the left leg up and off the mat. So a little bit balanced here. Keep your core engaged. You can do what you want with that back leg. Maybe straighten it out or keep a bend in the knee. Either way, we want to keep the core switched on. Maybe come onto the fingertips of the left hand. Maybe floating the left hand back as if you're going to reach for that left foot. Hold, stay focused. Don't worry if you wobble, if you fall, that's okay. And let's release down. And we're going to change from here. So see how it feels with that opposite leg lifting up. See if we can hold. Maybe floating those fingertips as if they're going to reach back. Don't worry about actually grabbing the foot. Or keep them out in front of you. Hold, lift, lift, lift. Stay with your breath. Do what you want with that back leg. Yogi's choice. One more. And then release back down. Use your left hand to pull yourself up and out of your thread the needle. Let's take a cat-cow. Big breath in, belly down, chin lift. Exhale, chin to chest. Awesome, let's drop back to neutral. This time, right hand to the middle of the mat. Left arm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, take it down. Thread the needle, second side. Just take a couple of deep breaths, maybe reach your right arm forward. Relax into it. One more. Nice, now off we go. Let's have a little go. Transfer the weight into that left knee. Right leg lifts all the way up. Maybe come onto those fingertips. Brace that core, reach back if you can. Don't worry if you can't. Hold. Do what you want with that back leg. Nice and focused. Harder than it looks, don't worry. One more. And release down all the way. Let's try that left hand side. Lifting that leg all the way up. Try and use your glute to lift the leg if you can. Again, maybe reaching back as if we're going to grab the foot, but don't worry. Not here for that today. Just keep breathing. One more. Keep that core really, really firing. And release down. Awesome, well done. Let's push back up. Use your right hand. Tabletop pose. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Now from here, walk those hands a little bit further forward so you can just lower your hips and come up into your high cobra pose. Roll those shoulders back. Nice deep full breaths. Maybe close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Full breath in. Exhale, let's lower all the way down. Bring your hands underneath the forehead and just give those hips a little wiggle out. Now from here, let's come back into that high cobra and we're going to add a little bit on. So chin on the mat, deep breath in. Exhale, lift all the way up. Come into that full extension. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed, and slowly just take your gaze over the left shoulder, look back towards your left heel. One day, maybe being able to see both feet behind you. Take it slow, open the chest as well as the twist. Well done, draw the gaze through center, inhale. Exhale, twist right side. up through centre, one more breath, and then relax all the way down, nice and slow. Hands under the forehead. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. Nice work everyone, well done. From here, let's come up into Sphinx Pose. So prop yourself up onto your forearms. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to start with my left leg just so it's easier for you guys to see. Start with whichever one you want to, just do the other one second side. We're going to come into half frog pose. So you're going to walk that left knee forward a little bit. And then maybe give your hips a little wiggle, a little bit of a readjust, just so you can feel that stretch on the inside of your left leg. And make sure you're dropping your chest into Sphinx at the same time. So you're really going to feel this most in that kind of hip crease on the side that that leg is lifted. And try and keep your ankle in line with the knee. And just hold here a couple of breaths, maybe close your eyes. Now, kind of a little flashback to our thread the needle. We're going to support ourselves with our left hand. Reach underneath that left arm with your right and then catch hold of the knee. Now lower yourself down, shuffle over, keeping hold of that knee, whichever one it is. You're going to roll over onto your back, then where you'll probably come off your mat a little bit and open up into your twist. You can hook those toes behind the knee if it's better, but just relax. Remember, just keep your connection to your breath really strong. Well done. And then from here, again, I don't want you to worry if you've come off your mat, just go with it. Lie on your back, and we're going to come into half happy baby on whichever side it is that you've taken that frog. So if you're on the left side first, you're taking hold of the left foot, right side first, right foot. And with half happy baby, we're trying to guide the knee to the armpit space and keep the lower back as grounded as we can. Quite an intense one this, so make sure you're breathing fully, relax those shoulders, maybe put that opposite hand on your hip to remind that other hip just to stay where it is. Amazing, let's release, let go of that leg, and don't worry about this being super graceful. Turn over to lie on your belly again, and then find that Sphinx pose, second side. Lift your chest, and then we'll walk that opposite knee all the way up to find your half frog. Remember to drop your hips and lift your chest. Well done guys, let's come into that twist. So support yourself with your right hand, left hand underneath. And then turn around, lie on your back, big twist. I'm going to shuffle back onto my mat a little bit just so you guys can see where I am, but you stay exactly where you are. Just chill out, relax into that twist. Maybe you can feel it more in your shoulder or the glute today. And it might change every time you come into a twist or a pose like this. Sometimes you'll feel it more in one place than the other. That's okay. Just maybe take stock of whatever you've done in your week so far and how that's impacting your practice today. Because it will. It all has an effect. With every exhale, we just want to relax. And then let's come into that happy baby. Release that leg. Ooh, tightest side. Yikes, what have I been doing? Can really feel it on this side. Very different from my first side. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier with this one. And if that's you as well, then I invite you to do the same. I'm feeling this quite a lot in that hamstring, again in that hip crease. Similar sort of place as the stretch from half frog. Amazing. Couple more breaths. Try and maybe pull with that arm. And then release. Let's let go of that leg. Stay on your back and come to lie on your mat. And look at that. We are back where we started in Savasana. Tuck the tailbone. Lengthen the neck. Arms open to the sides. Feet out nice and wide. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let's relax control of our breath. And close your eyes if they're not already there. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this floor-based flow. And until I see you next time, Namaste.